In the misty realm of Celtic folklore, nestled between twilight and nightmare, there existed a haunted legend known as the Lantern of Hollow Winds. The story goes that a cartographer named driven by the desperate need to map the spirit realm, ventured into the forgotten forest of Ash, a place where reality frayed and the veil between worlds was paper thin. For Finnell's wife, Grain, had tragically passed away, leaving him adrift in a sea of sorrow. In his despair, he clung to the belief that if he could chart the paths of the spirits, he might find a way to reunite with his beloved in the ethereal plane. Sowasa, touched by Finian's anguish, offered her aid, hoping that the wisdom of the old tales would offer some solace to the grieving man. Accompanying him was Sowers, a spirited folklorist, whose knowledge of local legends was as vast as the ancient trees that surrounded them. With the lantern's guidance, they continued their journey deeper into the forest. The trees seemed to press closer, their branches forming a canopy that blotted out the sun. The air grew heavy with the scent of decay, and the sound of their own footsteps echoed eerily around them. Through the stag, Finian saw visions of his wife, glimpses of her life, their love, and the tragedy of her passing. Grief threatened to consume him, but Sowas's hand on his arm brought him back to the present. Their journey was not merely an exploration, but a descent into the heart of grief. They were the guardians of the forest, bound to the service of the ancient spirits. Fear clutched at Finn's heart, but Sorsa, drawing strength from the ancient lore, stood firm. She had foreseen these creatures in the tales, and she knew that they could only be repelled by the light of the lantern. As they journeyed deeper into the woods, the forest itself seemed to close in around them, the trees twisting and gnarling like tormented souls reaching out from the grave. Finally, they reached a clearing bathed in the silver glow of the lantern, and there, amidst the spectral light, stood a magnificent stag, its antlers a crown of moonlight. This was the great lord of Ashling, the forest's ancient spirit, and it was here that Finian hoped to find peace, and perhaps even a way to bring his wife back to him. An oppressive silence descended, broken only by the mournful cry of the wind. Then, through the tangled undergrowth, they saw it, a faint, ethereal glow. With the power of the lantern, they could either gain the knowledge to map the spirit realm, or they could attempt to bring back Grain, but only one could be chosen. Faced with this impossible decision, Finian and Soursa realized that their fates, like the paths before them, were intertwined. The love that had brought them together would be the light that guided them home. Hope surged through Finian, for in this spectral light, he saw a chance to connect with his deceased wife. As they cautiously approached, the glow intensified, revealing an ornate silver lantern resting on a moss-covered stone. Its light pulsed with an otherworldly rhythm, and when Finian reached out to touch it, a voice, like the whisper of ages past, echoed in his mind. "Heed my warning, mortal, for I am the keeper of secrets untold." Startled but resolute, Finian introduced himself and explained his quest. The lantern spirit, a being of immense power and wisdom, revealed that the lantern was a conduit between the realms of the living and the dead. It was said that whoever possessed the lantern could communicate with spirits, but at what cost? Alaric warned them that the forest held many dangers, both seen and unseen, and that their journey would be fraught with peril. Yet Finian, consumed by his desire to speak with Grain one last time, was undeterred. Then suddenly, the tranquility was shattered. From the shadows, grotesque figures emerged, their forms twisted and distorted, their eyes burning with an unholy light. With newfound determination, she and Finian pressed on, the Guardian's frustrated screams echoing after them. As the stag approached, Finian felt a sense of overwhelming power, yet a profound sadness emanated from its noble form. The great lord, moved by their devotion, offered them a choice: